So today morning we did a lot of questions in DI, and now we are going to continue with some questions in logical reasoning. All these are questions that have come in the CAT. So great, let's start off, guys. Hi, I'm Munira Lokhandwala and I'm Calcutta alumna, a serial 100 percentiler in the CAT and a 99 percentiler in the GMAT. I've scored 780 in the GMAT. And I also have a CAT verbal book that's published by Wiley and available on Amazon. So guys, you can find me here on the YouTube Crack Cat channel anytime. And I take a lot of sessions on the Unacademy app, more than I take on YouTube. So I hope to see you guys there. So Unacademy app you can find by just going onto the Google Play Store, searching for Unacademy Learning app, downloading and installing it. Within that, guys, you have to go for the CAT Gold and the Plus CAT program and get subscription. So once you download and install the app, guys, you don't need to straight away subscribe. You can also attend a lot of special classes before you subscribe, right? So I would really recommend that आप download कीजिए, take a flavor of the full website, full app, right? We have a great atmosphere, great infrastructure, great environment for learning, right? We have a great FaceTime with the educator. We also have continuous doubt solving sessions with students. And more than that, you have a lot of choice with respect to the number of educators. We have close to 200 top educators in the country, and they are from across the country. So whichever region you belong from, whichever language you're comfortable with, we have trainers teaching in different languages as well. You heard that right, guys. So don't, there's really no constraint in your preparation. Whatever constraint you have, we are there to help you resolve that, right? So go ahead, enroll, and do subscribe as well. In plus, what extra incentives you get is you get a lot of well-structured batches. Special class are more or less single classes, right? But if you join the plus program, you get well-structured batches, not for 2020 only, right? But also for 2021. So you get crash courses for 2020, you get revisor courses for 2020, and for 2021, you get a lot of proper batches. Some batches are fast paced and compact, so they get over in 2 months. Some batches give students time to breathe, give students time to think. So you just have infinite variety, infinite choice. So I would really recommend that you come here, try us out, right? There are other reasons, guys. I keep mentioning about the National Scholarship Test. This is a great opportunity for you all to A, take a well-structured test, B, to get a rank that is relevant, and C, to make some money, right? So the top 50 scorers will get Amazon vouchers worth rupees 5,000. Okay, so that's great news. You also get great insights with analysis from some of our educators. So please go ahead and enroll before this Sunday so that you can take the test, right? One final announcement, we are starting a CAT 2021 batch. It's a plus batch. It starts on 4th November. Professor Pratik will be doing Quant, I'll be doing LRDI, and Professor Bobby will be doing VARC. As you all are aware, LRDI is one of the toughest sections in the CAT, and there are a lot of these questions are actually puzzle oriented. So I want you all to, become very good at it. We are going to do a wide range of questions and types, right? So hope to see you there. Which subscription to go for, we can discuss towards the end of the class. You can use my code Munira10 to get a great discount, right? Here is the puzzle that I gave you all in the morning. We can see that the number of tiles on the perimeter exceeds the tiles that are inside. Okay, so let's say that x and y are the two parameters of the rectangle. That means the area of the rectangle is going to be xy. So here, for example, x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 6. So the area is 24. Now this 24 area is broken up as, 6 plus 6, 12, and then 2, 16. So 16 is outside and 8 is inside. Okay. We want to break it up into two equal areas. So जो perimeter है और जो अंदर है ये दोनों equal होना चाहिए. So first of all, how many tiles are there on the perimeter? Let's see. If you are looking at x and y, right? The perimeter generally is counted as 2x plus 2y, right? So twice of x plus y. So when I do twice of x plus y, I'm counting 4 plus 4, right, which is 8, plus 6 plus 6. So I get 20. Why is it that I get 20? Because these corner tiles, no, I count with x also and I count with y also. So the number of tiles on the perimeter, guys, is not 2x plus y, it's actually 2x plus y minus 4 because the corner tiles are counted twice. So ये आधा होना चाहिए. This is the equation that we need to solve. So now let's just cross multiply and you will get xy is equal to 4x plus 4y minus 8. So you'll get xy minus 4x minus 4y is equal to minus 8. So let's let the minus 8 be here. Okay. Now I can take x common and I am left with y minus 4. Now I want to have y minus 4 common again. So I can take 4 common and then I need to add in a 16 to get a y minus 4. So if I add 16, then I'll get a y minus 4. So adding 16 on both the sides give us this equation. And hence we can write this as x minus 4 into y minus 4 is equal to 8. This is what we need to solve. So how can I break up 8? I can break up 8 only in 2 ways, right? Let me just work here. X minus 4 into y minus 4 is equal to 8. I can break it up in 2 ways, 1 into 8 or 2 into 4. So this is 5 and 12, and this is the question that had come in the CAT. Answer वहाँ पे 5, 12 था. And the other is 6 and 8. Right? So we just say x minus 4 is equal to 1, so you get x equal to 5. Y minus 4 is equal to 8, so you get y is equal to 12. And similarly, x minus 4 is equal to 6. And right, so these are the 2 possible solutions, where your tiles on the perimeter will be the tiles in the inside, right? Great, guys. Let's move on to some LR questions now. Krishna distributed 10-acre land to Gopal and Ram, who paid him the total amount in the ratio 2:3. Gopal invested a further 2 lakhs in the land and planted coconut and lemon trees in this ratio on equal areas of land. Total there were 100 lemon trees. Cost of one coconut was rupees 5. Crop took 7 years to mature, and when the crop was reaped in 97, the total revenue generated was 25% of the total amount put in by Gopal and Ram together. The revenue generated from the coconut and lemon trees was in the ratio 3:2, and it was shared equally by Gopal and Ram as the initial amount spent by them was equal. So this is the most important thing. Okay, initial amount spent by them was equal, but we know okay, Gopal has given less than Ram because it's 2:3. How can the initial amount be equal? It is because of the 2 lakhs that Gopal gave. So this 2 lakhs ensured that they became equal. So the difference between them must have been 2 lakhs. So Gopal must have invested 4 lakhs and Ram must have invested 6 lakhs in the beginning. And then with Gopal ke 2 lakhs, they both have invested 6 lakhs each. So this is one important thing, that they both have invested 6 lakhs each. Okay, great. Now, after some time, they earn a revenue of 25% of the total amount. The total amount put in by them is 12 lakhs. Iska 25% is 3 lakhs. This 3 lakhs, they put in coconut and lemon trees in the ratio 3:2. Okay, so 1.8 lakhs comes from here and 1.2 lakhs comes from here. Okay, 1.8, 1.2. Now, cost of one coconut hai kuch 5:1, number of trees. So now we can just start looking at options. We have understood more or less the whole question set, right? Now we can start looking at options. So total output of coconuts. Now how much money was made from coconuts? 1.8 lakhs. What is the price per coconut? 5 rupees. So number of coconuts must be 1.8 divided by 5. So in terms of thousands, it is 180,000 divided by 5. So that is 36,000 coconuts were generated, right? So great, here the answer is option B, 36,000. What was the value of output per acre of lemon trees planted? So lemon trees से हमने कितना कमाया? 1.2 lakhs. Lemon trees कितने acre पे we planted lemon trees? So equal areas of land. So out of the 10 acre, 5 acres were used for lemon trees. So per acre it is 1.2 divided by 5, which is 0.24 lakhs per acre. So answer here is option A. What was the amount received by Gopal in 1997? So they, because they had invested equally, right? Equal investment tha, so amounts also they received equally. So the 3 lakhs that they made, 1.5 went to Gopal, 1.5 went to Ram. So answer is 1.5. What was the value of output per tree for coconuts? Okay, so we had 1.8 lakhs, right, as the total from all trees. Now, how many trees were planted? You had 100 lemon trees, so you had 500 coconut trees, right? Here you can see 100 lemon trees, so 500 coconut trees. So I have to divide this by 500. So 1.8 divided by 500. I can see this as 180,000 divided by 500. So I'll have to in fact get rid of 2 zeros, right? And we'll be left with 360. Option B. What is the ratio of yields per acre of land for coconuts and lemons? So I need to know how many coconuts were planted and how many lemons were planted. Do we know that? We know trees. पर एक झाड़ में कितने coconut, कितने lemon tree? Do we know? No, we do not. So answer is cannot be determined, right? Great, guys. Let's move on to some data sufficiency. If the question can be answered with the help of any one statement but not by the other statement, then you mark A. So as usual, you will start with the stem. You should always have a map of how you're going to go about your data sufficiency. You look at statement 1. If it is sufficient, or if it is not sufficient, you will still look at statement 2. If 1 is sufficient, 2 is not sufficient, then you will mark option A. If 1 is not sufficient, 2 is sufficient, you will still mark option A, 1 alone, right? दोनों sufficient है, so you can mark option B. अगर ये भी नहीं हो रहा है, यहाँ पे भी no है, यहाँ पे भी no है, then you look at both of them together. यहाँ पे sufficient है, तो C, otherwise answer is D, right? So great, let's look at questions. So the IIM-C played a snide trick on students, right? You have length, you have to find the length of AB. All these are right angle triangles. ये right है, ये right है, और ये right है. This radius of the arc is given. OA is 5. This is 5. Now if radius of the arc is given, do we know O is the center? We don't know that. So 1 alone is not going to be sufficient. If O is the center, then of course it's a quarter circle. And knowing the radius is enough to find out AB. Right? Because if this is a square, but actually even that would not be enough. You'll have to look at this, how the rectangle is going, right? So 1 is not sufficient, even 2 is not sufficient. because you don't know whether this is the radius or not, whether OX is the radius or not, whether OC is the radius or not. So answer here is option D. Next, is n odd? N is divisible by all this, but n could still be an even multiple, right? So not sufficient. 1 alone not sufficient. 2 alone, n can take so many values, not sufficient. Together, if it is divisible by all this, that means it's a multiple of 5 into 7 into 9. 3 aa jata hai isme. So this is 315. It cannot be any other number except 315 because n lies in between. So together it is sufficient. I can find a unique n and I can answer the question, is n odd? Yes, it is. Find 2 symbol 3. Okay. But 1 symbol के साथ मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकती, 1 symbol 2 के साथ. So 1 alone not sufficient. 2 alone tells me how to handle this. I can just find out it's 2 plus 3 divided by 2. So 2 alone is sufficient. And answer here is option A because one of the statements alone is sufficient. Radha and Rani appeared in an examination. What was the total number of questions? So Radha and Rani together solved 20% of the paper. But it's just a percentage, 1 by 5, right? Rani alone solved 3 by 5 of the paper solved by Radha solved 3 by 5 of Rani. So if Rani is 5, Radha is 3, and this is 1/5. So there are 40 questions, but what if Rani is 10, then Radha is 6, then the number of questions become 80. So this is just a ratio that we have. We can't find the total number of questions, no absolute value, so answer is D. What is the price of tea? Price of coffee is ₹5 more than tea. So coffee is T plus 5. Coffee is 5 less than the price of a cold drink. And what is the price of the cold drink? So I will say 3 times T is coffee minus 5. No, it's 5 less. So coffee is ₹5 less than 3 times T. So alone, it's 2 equations, 2 variables. One, right? 1 equation, 2 variables, it's not sufficient. But together if we solve, correct? Instead of T, I can write C minus 5 and I'll be able to solve into 3 minus 5 is equal to C. So I'll get 2C is equal to 20, C is equal to 10. Right? And I can find the price of T as 5 rupees. So both together is sufficient. Answer is option C. What is the value of A? Ratio of A and B is 3:5. Can I find A? No. Ratio of 2A and B is 12:10, which is 6:5 for 2A and B. So 3A and B is 3:5. So the both are giving us the same piece of information. So answer is D. Next. Find the value of X in terms of A. Arithmetic mean of X and Y is A, while the geometric mean is also A. So X plus Y divided by 2 is A, and X into Y ka root is A. So X plus Y is equal to 2A, and XY is equal to A square. So from here, even if you just work with this, right, the only possibility is X is equal to Y is equal to A. So whenever arithmetic mean is equal to geometric mean, it's because the two numbers are equal. Right? So answer here is this alone is sufficient. What about this? Ye R kya hai, D kya hai, God knows, right? So 2 alone not sufficient. So answer is A. There are 2 concentric circles, C1 and C2. C1 fully encloses C2. So C1 is outside, C2 is inside. What is the radius of C1? So I want to find out the larger radius. Let's say C1 ka radius is R1, C2 is R2. So difference of their circumference is k centimeter. So we can find out 2 pi of R1 minus R2 is k centimeter. difference of their areas. So that is pi into r1 square minus r2 square is equal to m. Okay. So I can use these together. Individually, of course, they are not helpful, but together I can solve and find values for r1 and r2. So answer here is option C. What is the area of the square? Radius of the circle is given. The circle is circumscribing the square. So if I know the radius of the circle, there's only a single unique square that will be inscribed in it. So this alone is sufficient. Length of the tangent from a point 5 centimeter away from the center of the circle is given. So ye have 5 or this length is given, but it really depends, right? What the radius is. So I'll have 5 square. This is going to be a right angle triangle, right? Is equal to d square plus r square. So if d square is given, then I can find r square, right? So this alone is sufficient and answer is option B. Right, great, next one. In a group of 150 students, find the number of girls. Each girl was given 50 paisa. Each boy was given 25 paisa. And total that in paise, if we see this, right, this is 4900 paisa. Okay, then the average that they have spent is 4900 divided by 150. So I can use alligation to find out the ratio of boys and girls, and hence I can find the number of girls. So one alone is sufficient. Girls and boys were given 30 paise each, so if there are 150 students, सबको 30 पैसा दोगे, so ये 45 तो होना ही है. So 2 alone is not sufficient. So your answer is option A. There are 4 envelopes. E1 to E4, in which one was supposed to put letters L1 to L4, and they were supposed to be given to C1 to C4. Now C2 is allowed to open an envelope at random and he has to identify the right letter given to him. So C2 को कौन सा letter जाएगा? C2 को L2 जाएगा. First option tells me L2 has been put in E1, so great, C2 will just open E1. So this alone is sufficient. Second statement says letter belonging to C3 has gone in the correct envelope. So apna C2 will not open C3, but still there are possibilities, right? So 1 alone is sufficient. Answer is option A. There are 4 racks numbered 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4 books numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. If an even rack has to contain an odd book. Okay, so यहाँ पे books होगी 1, 3, यहाँ पे books होगी 1, 3. And an odd rack contains an even numbered book. So 2, 4, 2, 4. Then where is 4? Second book has been put in the third rack. The second book is here. That means fourth book has to be in the first rack. So this alone is sufficient. Third book has been put in the second rack. Doesn't tell me anything about the others. So 2 alone is not sufficient. 1 alone is sufficient. Right? So answer is option A. Great guys, let's look at some bonus questions. Has there been an increase in the number of seats? तो यहाँ पे थोड़ा अलग है. Statement alone is sufficient. Both statements A and B are also not sufficient. Both statements together are required. Okay. So here if I start with the stem, you look at statement A. If it is sufficient or if it is not sufficient, you will look at B. If both are sufficient, तो कोई option ही नहीं है. There is no option. But if this is sufficient, this is not sufficient, then we'll mark A. If this is not sufficient, this is sufficient, then we'll mark 4. Here we are marking 1, here we are marking 4. And if there is a no in both, you'll see them together. If they work together, then you will mark 3, else you will mark 2. So thoda ye alag hai. Okay, be careful about what you will mark. Have there been an increase in the number of seats? The number of IIMs has doubled. Does that mean that the seats have doubled? We have no idea. So not sufficient. Applicants has tripled. Again, seats के बारे में कुछ बोल सकते हैं नहीं. Together भी seats के बारे में कुछ बोल सकते हैं नहीं. So answer here is both are also not sufficient. Option 2. How many vowels are there in the Zombino alphabets? There are 3 times more consonants than vowels. I have a ratio, but I don't know how many vowels, how many consonants. So not sufficient. Zombino alphabets have vowels, consonant and picos, at least one of each, and there are 8 alphabets in all. So usme se if vowels are 1, then consonants will be 3 and picos will be 4. If vowels are 2, then consonants are 6, picos would have to be 0. So ye option to nahi hai, this is unique value you're getting with both of them together because I have to use this fact. And hence answer is option 3. How many roses were exchanged on the rose day at IIM-C? Each boy gave each girl exactly 1 rose and the number of roses was between 70 and 100. Okay. So if each boy, let's say there are X boys and there are Y girls, each boy is giving a rose to each girl. So there, one boy is going to give it to Y girls. So X boys will give to XY. XY is between 70 and 100. No girl gave a rose to any boy and the number of girls is a prime number between 20 and 30. Alone doesn't make any sense. But together now, X into Y is 70 into 30 and I want the number to be a prime between 20, the number of girls to be a prime number. So 21 into 4 will not work. 22, the prime number is 23 and 29. There are 2 prime numbers. If there are 23 girls, then there are 4 boys. I can have 4 boys. And the number of roses exchanged are 92, which is between 70 and 100. If there are 29 girls, then there are 3 boys. And the number of roses exchanged are 87. So even together it is not sufficient. So answer is option 2. How much time does it take for A to complete the test? Yeah. If 3 friends A, B, C and take the test one after the other, the total time required is 60 minutes. But A ka time we don't know. When B and C take the test one after the other, it takes them 10 more minutes than it takes A and C to take the test one after the other. Okay, so now if I look at only 2 alone, B and C ka time is 10 more than A and C ka time. Of course, this is not helpful. Together, A plus B plus C is 60. So instead of B plus C, I can write A plus C plus 10. So I get 2A plus C plus 10 is equal to 60. But I will not be able to find A. The thing is from here I can find out that A takes 10 more minutes than B. Right? Sorry, B takes 10 more minutes than A. But how much time does C take? How is C connected? We can't find that. So answer here is going to be option 2. Right? Great guys. Next set. A number of bandits need to hole up in their hideout. The problem is that as with many criminal groups, there are a number of personality conflicts that disallow certain members from being in the hideout at the same time. The personality issues are all here, that if Dana is in the hideout, so is Evan. If Evan is not there, uska ulta, right? Dana also is not there. If Evan is not in the hideout, then Anna is in the hideout. Anna is not there and Anna is there. In fact, this is the better representation. If Ben is not in the hideout, sorry, Chris is not in the hideout. But wait, before we just go there, let's finish this. Anna is in the hideout, okay? If Anna is not in the hideout, then even is in the hideout, okay? तो even है मतलब Anna नहीं है, okay? Great. If Ben is not in the hideout, then Chris is not in the hideout. So no Ben implies no Chris. And that means if Chris is there, Ben will be there. If Frank is in the hideout, Hillary is not there in the hideout. If Hillary is there, that means Frank is not there. If Anna is not in the hideout, then Ben is in the hideout. Okay. Anna is not there, that means Ben is there. And Ben can also be there because of C. And if Ben is not in the hideout, then Anna is in the hideout. तो एक ये F और H का एक थोड़ा अलग है, बाकी all these others can be connected. Okay, so here also, let me just remove F and H from here and keep them a little separate. Because H and F are not connecting anywhere else. Frank implies no Hillary and Hillary implies no Frank. हाँ, so ये जो है कि Anna is not, then Ben is in the hideout. Yeah, okay. And then the second thing that we get is that Ben is not in the hideout means Anna is there in the hideout. So यहाँ पे you will have no Ben. Okay, so let's look at questions now. Which of the following could be a complete list of the bandits in the hideout? So Frank and Hillary में से if Frank is there, Hillary is not there. So we can eliminate Frank Hillary options, right? Great. Now, sorry. Frank, Dana, Chris and Ben. Frank, Dana, right? Chris and Ben. So Chris and Ben can happen. Frank alone can happen, right? Because Frank means no Hank, right? No Hillary. Dana can also happen with Ben and Chris. So this is seeming fine. Let's see even Hillary, Dana and Anna. Okay. So even here, that means there is no Anna. If even is in the hideout, Anna cannot be in the hideout. Okay. So we can eliminate option C and answer is option B. Who could be the only person in the hideout? So the thing is now, these two guys are independent of each other, right? So I can have Frank without Hillary or Hillary without Frank, right? So easily I can have one of them and Hillary is there as an option because there's no connection to any of the others. So answer is option B. If there's 7 people in the hideout, then who could potentially be outside of the hideout? So between Frank and Hillary, right? One of them has to go. If Frank comes, Hillary is out. And if Hillary comes, then Frank is out, right? So answer is option B. कि one of them has to be out. Gary का तो कुछ भी condition नहीं है. G is not there. If you see, there's no condition on Gary, so Gary can always be there. If Anna is not in the hideout, then which of the following must be true? Anna is not in the hideout, so Even is there in the hideout, and Ben is there. Okay, so Even and Ben is there. Yeah, so Even is not in the hideout. Option B. If Dana and Chris are in the hideout, then who could be outside of the hideout? See, दोनों तो ये दोनों तो नहीं होंगे, right? Because if Frank is not there, Hillary has to be there. Who could be outside? Can Anna and Even be outside? If Dana and Chris are in the hideout, Dana and Chris, then Even and Ben also have to be in the hideout. Okay, so let's eliminate options. So C we can eliminate. Let's keep this right now. These two we can eliminate. So we have Anna and Even. If Dana and Chris are in the hideout, right? Dana and Chris, then Anna need not be in the hideout, right? Because if Chris is there in the hideout, Ben has to be there. Okay? So Anna can be in the hideout. Anna is not in the hideout, right? So Anna is outside the hideout, that is true. And Even, correct? If Dana is in the hideout, Even has to be inside, but Anna has to be outside, right? So who could be outside? Even cannot be outside, right? If Dana is in, Even is in. So Even cannot be outside. So answer is actually option D, Hillary and Frank. See, the thing about Hillary and Frank is that Frank implies not Hillary and Hillary implies not Frank, but both of them can be absent. Yeah. If Frank must be in the hideout when Anna or Ben is in the hideout, then which of the following must be true? Okay, Hillary is never in the hideout. Is that going to happen? So there are two nevers here and there's one Dana and Even. Okay. So must be in the hideout when Anna or Ben is in the hideout. Let's see where we go with that analysis. When Anna is in the hideout, right? तो यहाँ पे Frank आ जाता है. When Ben is in the hideout, तो यहाँ पे Frank आ जाता है. Correct? So if I look at options now, Chris is never outside of the hideout. No, Chris can be outside. You have Chris, right? Oops. Yeah, so we can see here that once Frank is going with Ben or Anna, they always have to be there. One of them will always have to be there. And hence, Hillary is never going to be in the hideout, right? So answer here is option C. Great, let's move on. Here you have a logical reasoning questions with friends getting calls. So there's a story of 6 friends, each of who secured admission to different B schools. There was absolute chaos when the time for admission came in. Can you help them decide which B school they should choose? So these are, everyone has got 3 calls. So 4 calls, 3, right? So Anjan has got 4 calls, 3, 3, 3, 4 and 3. Okay. Cities, colleges that are located in the same city are these 3 and these 3. All other colleges are in different cities. It is also known that if Anjan chooses IIM-A, then Mangal chooses IIM Lucknow. Else both go to FMS. No more than 3 friends go to colleges in the same city. Dukhi joins SP Jain, then Kushal chooses XLRI. If Chatur chooses MDI, then Bekar chooses either IIM-B or IIM-C. If Dukhi joins XLRI, then Kushal too chooses XLRI. If Anjan chooses IIMA, then at least one of the 6 friends chooses XLRI. So before we really analyze all these conditions, let's look at the questions. No friend went to XLRI, then we can say that. So if no friend went to XLRI, that means यहाँ at least one का negative है no friend. So Anjan did not choose IIM Ahmedabad. Does not go to IIM Ahmedabad. Okay. So we can cancel this. Okay, Anjan does not go to IIM Ahmedabad. Then Dukhi does not choose XLRI, it means. Kushal does not choose, so Dukhi also does not choose. तो ये यहाँ भी XLRI गया, XLRI गया. Right? If Kushal does not choose XLRI, Dukhi does not join SP Jain. So Dukhi का SP Jain भी गया. So Dukhi will go to TIS. Let's see if we have some option like that. Yes, Dukhi went to TIS. One person we can clearly say where that person went. Mangal chooses IIM Lucknow and Chatur chooses MDI. Then what is definitely true? Okay, so Mangal chooses IIM Lucknow and Chatur chooses MDI. Mangal chooses IIM Lucknow. Pratik chooses MDI. Who chooses MDI? Dukhi, no. Chatur chooses MDI. Great. Now we can start looking at option. If Chatur chooses MDI, then Bekar chooses either IIM Bangalore or IIM Calcutta. So Bekar does not choose FMS. Correct? And Mangal chooses IIM Lucknow ke baad can we go? Right. If Anjan chooses A, then Mangal chooses IIM Lucknow. Else both go to FMS. So if Mangal is not going to FMS, then Anjan must have chosen IIM Ahmedabad. तो ये दो फ्रेंड्स का हो गया, right? MDI is done. This is IIM Cal, IIM B. No more than 3 friends. Dukhi chooses SP Jain. Kushal chooses XLRI. Now, when this guy chooses IIM Ahmedabad, at least one of the 6 friends has to choose XLRI. Who will choose XLRI? यहाँ पे one of these guys will choose XLRI. ये दोनों के पास तो Dukhi, Kushal. So if Dukhi chooses XLRI, then Kushal also has to choose. But if Kushal does not choose, more importantly, then Dukhi also will not choose. So Kushal definitely has to choose. I hope this is very clear. Because अगर ये choose नहीं करेगा तो दुखी भी choose नहीं कर सकता, तो फिर कोई भी XLRI choose नहीं करेगा. Okay. So now let us look at options. Anjan goes to IIMA. 2 friends go to XLRI. This is possible. Bekar chooses FMS. No, Bekar chooses IIMB or IIM-C. Correct? तो ये तो गया. No one goes to FMS. Can we say? Yes, no one goes to FMS. That we can definitely say. So whether Dukhi has chosen XLRI or not, we don't know. But no one goes to FMS. That we can definitely say. So answer here is option 4. If 3 friends have gone to colleges in the same city, then all 3 have FMS, at least 2 have gone to FMS, all 3 have gone to Delhi, at least 2 have gone to colleges outside Delhi and Mumbai. So if 3 friends have gone, right, to colleges in the same city, then which are these 3 friends? They're totally 6 friends. If I just look at the options, right, only 3 friends can go maximum to one city. The other have to go to different cities, right? They have to go to colleges outside Delhi and Mumbai. So the best here is option 4, even without analyzing too much. So 6 friends may say, let's say 3 of them go to Delhi. Right? One of them goes to Mumbai, and then 2 of them will go to colleges that are not Delhi, not Mumbai. Similarly, if 3 of them go to Mumbai, one of them will go to Delhi, and then again 2 of them will go to colleges outside Delhi and Mumbai. So answer is option 4. There is of course that one possibility that they all go to Delhi and Mumbai, but if you just see the way the whole thing is situated, that is not possible. Right? Great guys, moving on. If Chatur goes to MDI and only one of the 6 goes to an IIM, then which of the following is definitely false? Okay, only one goes to IIM and Chatur goes to MDI. तो ये तो IIM Ahmedabad नहीं जाएगा, whether this guy will go to IIM-L. So they both are going to FMS. So there's FMS here, FMS here. No, not Bekar, Mangal. So this is cancelled, this is cancelled. Okay, so we have 3 friends already. If Chatur chooses MDI, which he is choosing, then Bekar is the guy, right, who's going to these IIMs. So ये IIM के नहीं जा रहा. Bekar, so ये FMS भी नहीं जा रहा. So ये, this is one of these 2. This is done. Now XLRI, SPJ and TIS. If Dukhi chooses XLRI, Kushal too chooses XLRI. If Dukhi chooses SPJ, then also Kushal is choosing XLRI. So let us now look at options. Dukhi went to XLRI, that is possible. Kushal went to XLRI, possible. Both Dukhi and Kushal going to XLRI is possible. But what happens if Kushal goes to IIFT? If Kushal is going to IIFT, then Dukhi is going to TIS. Right? And you have 4 friends. 2 FMS, 1 MDI, 1 IIFT, जो सब दिल्ली में है, same city में है, that is not allowed, right? So answer here is that Kushal cannot go to IIFT. 3 people are already going to Delhi colleges. The 4th guy will not. Great guys. Last question, last set here. The Insurance Against Ticketless Travel Association in the Mumbai local trains hatch a beautiful plot. It is beautiful. Each member is required to pay a small sum as subscription money called alpha on a monthly basis. He then would not buy the train ticket when he travels for the entire month. If on any day he is apprehended by the authorities, then the association pays the fine for him. The fine is 20 times the cost of the ticket. The subscription alpha is twice the cost of a daily ticket. Beta is the number of members. Gamma is the average number of members who get caught every day. All passengers travel all 30 days. So your month is 30 days. They all travel equal distances. They all travel second class. So story ये है कि every month they give out alpha. Okay, तो महीने में उसके कितने पैसे जमा हो रहे हैं? Alpha into beta because they are beta members. Okay, and अगर gamma members are caught every day, all these gamma members pay 20 times the normal ticket, which is actually an alpha is twice the train ticket, so they pay 10 times alpha. So these many times they can be caught. If the total fine is equal to the total collection, correct? Then what should happen? Beta should divided by gamma into 10 should be equal to 1 because the alpha cancels out. Okay, so let's see all this with actual numbers. Yeah, beta is 200, alpha is 10. Then at what value of gamma does the association make no profit or loss? So first of all, alpha is 10. That means daily ticket is 5 rupees. That means fine is 100 rupees. Now, the total collection you will have is 2000 rupees for the month. And every fine is worth 100 rupees. And you are going to pay that fine on a daily basis for gamma members, right? Okay, gamma members hai, they are caught every day. and they're traveling for 30 days and they're going to pay 100 rupees. So gamma hence is equal to 100 per ticket and 30 days of travel. So this is gamma can only be equal to 2/3. Option 1. Right? Great. Next. If alpha is 50 and gamma is 1 and beta is 5,000. So alpha is 50. That means train ticket is 25. Fine is 500. Your collection is 50 into 5,000. And your fine payment, right? Gamma 1 hai, every day one member is caught. So 30 days mein 30 members are caught. Every time they're paying a fine of 500. So your total payment is 15,000. And yahan pe this is 2,50,000. So you are saving 2,35,000. Very profitable, right? Alpha is 20 and gamma is 30. How many members does eta need to break even? तो 30 है आपका गामा और डेली फाइन कितना है 200. Okay, so हर दिन 30 members are caught for 30 days. They all pay 200 rupees. And then each member gives us 20 rupees. So hence your number of members, right, will be 9,000. Option 2. Right? Great guys, hope you all enjoyed this session. Here is your bonus puzzle. Given that n is a positive integer, prove that this is always divisible by 24. Do give this some thought guys. I'll see you again tomorrow morning when we'll do some math questions from CAT guys. And of course, I'll see you on Unacademy. So please subscribe. I was just telling you right at the beginning also that you must subscribe. You must see how the environment is. Ek special class leke dekho. You'll find great educators there, great content, right? And so much interaction. ये YouTube पे आपको interaction मिलेगा ही नहीं, correct? तो live polls हो रहे हैं lecture में when options are given, right? Students can go for a particular option, see whether they are right or wrong. And when one student is marking an option, other student doesn't know. So polls का ये फायदा होता है. So there are a lot of advantages. Doubt solving में आप अपने questions ला सकते हो. Teachers can solve it, right? And we have amazing test series running. One of them being the National Scholarship Test. So guys, enroll for this exam. Take it on this Sunday. ये Sunday हम maths पे तवज्जो दे रहे हैं, right? So on the 8th of November, we are going to test the maths section. And the top 50 scorers will get Amazon vouchers. So don't hesitate. Please enroll, right? And we are starting a batch also. So I want to see you for the batch as well, guys. We are starting off with Quant on 4th November. Professor Pratik is taking that. I'm going to start off with LRDI on 11th November. And Professor Bobby is going to start off with Verbal on 16th November, right? So great, guys. With subscription to go for, well, if you're focused on CAT 20, you can go for the 6-month subscription, guys. I know CAT next month hai, you can go for the 1-month subscription also, but ideally as a manager you should hedge your bets, right, and take all these exams. So sab exams khatam hone tak May June ho jayega, so go for the 6-month program. If you're confused and if you're sure कि मुझे next year CAT लेना है, तो go for the 2-year package. Use my code, you'll get a great discount, and the per month EMI is negligible, right? So hope to see you there, guys, in Unacademy.